What's up, King? What's up, Queen? Yeah, y'all already know who it is. This is your big brother, Demont Pope. I want to thank you for checking in to Demont Pope Speaks. Listen, I got a real special guest right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? And without further ado, without further delay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce her in a minute. But first, let me tell you the purpose of this episode. The entire purpose of this season, the entire purpose of this episode is to inspire young entrepreneurs, whether you're young at heart or young in age, right? Entrepreneurs and business owners who may be afraid to step out and take that risk of business ownership or entrepreneurship. So we just here to add value to you. So do whatever you got to do to get somebody in front of this information. All right. Now, I know you excited, right? So calm down and relax. But here we go. I got none other, right, than my next level sis, Miss Akeia Keith of She Rocks Incorporated. Hey. Yeah, what's going on, Akeia? Say what's up to the people right quick.
What's up? Nice to meet the world, man. We in here like swimwear. Like this is absolutely amazing. I think this is a great platform. Like these are discussions that we need to have, like for real. So thank you so much for this invitation.
Hey, thank you for accepting the invitation, all right? Yeah. I know they don't want to get on here and just look at my face, you know what I'm saying? My voice all the time, so I had to do something creative, all right? So, hey, we're going to jump right off into it. First of all, sis, I want you to let the people know, right? Who is Akeia Keith and what exactly is She Rocks Incorporated?
Okay, so let me see. Like that is such a loaded question. However, when I think about Akeia Keith myself, I see that honest person that I am. I see that loyal person that I am, that reliable person. I see that friendly, that inspirational person, like the list continues. However, what I've seen within myself is that all of those different components, those attributes is making me who I'm becoming now. And so when you meet me, you meet all of that. and sometimes it can be an experience, a good experience. Okay. And so I've taken those attributes of myself as I'm learning them along the way in this journey, that all of them matter, all of them count. And it's like, how can I put that value back into the world? And to answer that question, one of my answers was me creating She Rocks Inc. Okay. And that's just an extension of myself. It's a girls mentoring program for girls age 8 to 18. And we have 4 core values. And those 4 core values is education, leadership, self-esteem, and entrepreneurship.
Oh, I like that.
And so, yeah, so when I created that, like I tried to remember who I was as a young girl. Like what were some of the components that I needed to focus on to be the best version of myself? And those were the 4 areas that I thought of. And so like I have made crazy impact. I started this program in 2014 and the girls that I've touched is amazing. Some of the girls that have come through my program, they started with me like in elementary school. They're in high school. They graduated. We are still in contact with each other. And so that alone lets me know that the impact is phenomenal. And it's something that every girl needs for sure.
Hey, listen, I like them answers already, man. She Rocks Inc. She Rocks Inc. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get that down in your spirit right quick. She Rocks. Just in case you was wondering if you rock, Akeia stopped by to let you know that, of course, you rock. All right. Now, check it out. Another thing I noticed you was talking about is value, like giving value to people. You know what I'm saying? You was talking about purpose, and you know me, I'm Mr. Purpose over pointless excuses. In case they don't know, you know what I mean? Shameless plug. All right? So I love that answer, and the reason why I loved it is because I ask a lot of my guests that same question, and believe it or not, oftentimes the majority, not necessarily of my guests, but the majority of people in the world, when you ask them who they are, they mostly just tell you their name, or they may tell you what they do. But you told us who you are. Yeah. You let us know what's in the heart of Akeia Keith, right? Yeah. And we know that who you are was the fueling force behind you establishing, excuse me, I can't talk right, establishing She Rocks Inc., right? All right, so I love it. Now, let me ask you this one, right? Another question. Did you always want to be a motivational speaker? Now, She Rocks Inc., you're dealing with women empowerment, mentoring, correct? And of course, in that field, you do motivational speaking, which is how I came to meet you, because we're a part of the Next Level Speakers Academy. So, shout out to Jeremy Anderson, by the way. You know what I mean? One time for the bro. Hey, so again, all right, cool. So did you always want to be a mentor and a speaker, or did you just want to be the mentor and you didn't really want to speak? Or how did that happen for you? Tell me, did you always want to do it, how it happened?
Let me tell you, Demont, I started out speaking and motivating and mentoring at the age of 14. Now, back then it didn't have a title. So what I realized now as an adult is that I actually was born into this journey.
Okay.
Like 14, I was doing Sunday school. I was doing just like being the leader of the pack. I was always interacting with kids. I started working at 14 in a daycare. Wow. And so kids would always flock around me. So to answer that question, I was legit born into this journey. Now, my life wasn't clearly defined until I became an adult. And I was able to look at my life and say, you know what? I want to be a speaker, or I want to be a mentor. But it started at 14. Wow. So it's almost like you have to literally take time to try to see how your life has developed over time to identify those qualities. Gotcha. So now as an adult, I'm like, I love speaking. I love making or experiencing transformation with the listeners, because as they are being transformed, I'm being transformed as well. Absolutely. So mentoring, speaking, it's my life. It's in my blood. Like I was born to do this.
We talking about purpose, y'all. Hey, we talking about purpose. We talking about purpose. And I love it because you said you was born to do this. It's the reason why you exist. And that's exactly how I feel about what I do. I feel as though I was born, created. I went through everything I went through to bring me to this point so that I can give value to everybody who listens to me when I open up my mouth. I don't want to just talk just to be talking, right? I want to be talking to be able to build somebody up, empower, educate, inspire somebody. Akeia. So we right here with that one right there. You know what I'm saying? We right here. And you said you began mentoring when you were 14 years old, and even your first job was at 14, right? And it was working at a daycare. So the mentoring, right? The youth leadership position was always around you. And I like to point things out like that, just in case, because one of our hardest struggles as human is trying to identify who we are and what our purpose is. And a lot of times we're looking everywhere but the right place. And it's usually right in our faces what we were created and what we were born to do. So I'm glad you was able to identify that at a young age. And this information, I hope, is going to help somebody else find and identify their purpose at a young age as well. All right. Now, next question, right? Before I get to this next question, listen, if you're getting value from this interview, if you're getting value or you've ever gotten value from the Demont Pope Speaks, right? I need you to hit subscribe. Then I need you to hit that notification bell so that you know every time we post new content. And if you're watching us on social media, I need you to like it. I need you to share it. I need you to do whatever you got to do to let everybody know that, hey, Akeia Keith stopped by to kick it with your big brother, Demont Pope. And she trying to let you know, ladies, that you rock because she rock. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, sis. Next question is, I'm going to get a little bit personal on this one, so I hope you don't get upset with me, right?
No, but I'm good.
We're here to be transparent, and we're here to tell the good and the bad, the ups and the downs about entrepreneurship and business, because everybody like to talk about the great part. Everybody like to say, hey, look at me, I'm successful, I worked hard, and you need to do what I did to get where I'm at, which in most cases is true, depending on what you had to do to get to where you are, right? But this is what I want to know, right? I feel like somebody that's somewhere that's listening to this, right? They are afraid of the F word. They're afraid of the F word because it's profanity. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the F word right here on the show. I'm going to say the F word. They are afraid to fail. They're afraid of failure, Akeia. So what I need you to do, right? Tell me about what was the biggest failure that you've experienced, right? And then what did you learn from the experience, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah. Man, so what I've seen as far as the failure in my life, it's two big ones.
Okay.
The first one is I failed to know that I was valued, to know that it's okay, that I discovered that I should have loved myself sooner.
Right.
Meaning that I deserve to be here. A lot of times we talk ourselves out of it because we feel like we done been through so much crap. It's like, yo, I don't deserve to be on anyone's stage, or I don't deserve to be a business owner of anything. So my failure was that I didn't love myself sooner. Like I could have started this way back before now, but I talked myself out of loving me. I talked myself out of being okay with making that investment, because this journey does include investment of time, investment of money, and investment of commitment.
Wow.
And so that was the biggest thing. Like I didn't love myself sooner. So it's like, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yo, you deserve this. Everything that you've been through, every challenge, every obstacle, every high and low, like you deserve to be here. And I legit have to tell myself that every day, that I deserve to be here. I wish I would have loved myself sooner. Like that's the number one failure. Had I known what I know now, like I would have stepped up to the plate a long time ago. And so my second failure would be to identify the fact that I did not find a mentor that was where I wanted to be.
Okay.
A lot of times we try to do this stuff ourselves or by ourselves, but people need people. So once I realized that, like, I need a mentor in every area of my life, whether it's business, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, we have to find those people, somebody that's reputable, that can take you from point A to point Z, someone that you can replicate, not duplicate, but replicate.
Come on,
find out what they did. You know what I mean? So like, those are the two things that I failed in, but now failure is a teacher. So I definitely will encourage other people to start loving yourself immediately, and then reach out and find that reputable mentor that can lead you in this journey of success.
Thank you. Outstanding answer. Listen, you digging all off into my next question. We ain't even ready for that one yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna back up a little bit and stay right here. And I can relate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can relate because the first thing you said, your first failure was not loving yourself, not thinking that you were worthy, not thinking that you deserved to be in the position that you desired to be in. And I can relate. And I know people see me and they think, oh, he's just full of energy. He's just full of confidence. He's just full of strength. But what if I told you that there was a time where I was timid, I was passive, I was insecure, I felt that I was insignificant and in value, right? I didn't think that I mattered, right? And hearing you say that, Akeia, you know what I mean? It let me know that, guess what? The same time I was feeling like that, somebody somewhere was feeling the same way. And you just confirmed that, because you and I haven't personally had this conversation about this in depth. So I'm glad you brought that up. And I believe that's an on-time word right now for somebody who's listening and who might just feel like maybe they too small, or maybe they the odd one or the weird one out of the family, or they don't fit in with nobody. Guess what? I'm the weird one. I didn't fit in with nobody. I used to get in trouble all the time for talking. And look, now this is what I do. You know what I mean? I inspire the world by talking. So Akeia, I want to thank you for being transparent and being honest enough to share that, right? Because that's key. That's key. We talking about purpose, man. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. All right. Now, since you done already jumped off into it, I wasn't even really going to ask the question yet, but since you done jumped off into it, how to mentor this and mentor that and finding the right mentors, I'm glad you said that, because this next question, I want to know, tell me and all of the listeners, right? Tell us about three of the most influential people in your life, right? And how they impacted you. All right? I know I probably just butchered that question, so let me ask it again. Right? Tell us, right, the three most influential people in your life, right? And how they have impacted you.
Okay, so I have so many, but I have to let me narrow it down.
Narrow that thing down. I mean, we go over 3 and you got a couple extra ones. We get it in at the end, but just give me the 3 first, and then we'll go to 4, 5, or whatever else you got for us.
So I'll start out with my best friend, Dr. Francine Riley. When I met her, I was like in my early 20s, and she legit challenged me on dreaming. Like, I had no idea of what I wanted to be. Even though I had just graduated from college, I still had no clue. So she was like that agitator in my life, meaning that if you all remember, like the washing machine, that cylinder where it gets all the cranks and all of that out, that's who she is. And so she would challenge me. Even to this day, she challenged me, like, who are you? Like, who are you trying to become? Get rid of this, focus on this. So she just brings structure to my life. And so I can really appreciate that, because it has brought me to where I am today. It has made me, read books. Like, at first I was like, read books? Like, why you want to read, But
where they do that at?
Read books, you know what I mean? Like, be a responsible steward over your finances. Like, be okay with sitting with yourself sometimes and examining yourself to find out what things need to be changed, or what are some good qualities about yourself, and focus on those things. So it's like a holistic approach in my relationship with her. So I can definitely appreciate that. The second influential person would be myself. Now, for when I say myself, it's like I'm always looking at the person I was yesterday. Okay. So I'm like, okay, that was you yesterday. What can we change? What can we keep? And I've learned that it's okay. It's okay to make changes. It's okay to revise my life. It's okay to reboot. It's okay to chill. So me, I'm my biggest influencer to make sure that I become a better person each day. And my third person will be my mom. Okay. And at first I wasn't gonna put her on the list because I didn't want to cry. But my mom, she recently passed in August of this year or last year or whatever. And so just looking back at her life, I realized that she taught me how to overcome adversity, because it was a lot. Like I told y'all before, man, we grew up in poverty, and, it was alcoholism, domestic violence. It was a lot of stuff. But in that, looking at her life, she showed me how to overcome adversity, and to put the icing on the cake. She told me to let God always be my foundation. Yeah. So with everything, it's like God is the CEO of my life. Like he directs me, he navigates me. And so I will forever, hold those moments in my life as I continue on this journey, is that those 3 people, like, they're rooting for me. Even though my mom is not here, I can still feel her presence that she's telling me, like, girl, you doing it, So yeah. So that's yeah. And I know that last one was difficult for you. I know it. Imagine. I was like, oh God, maybe I should put her on the list. But but it's because of that you are who you are. And it's because of that influence, right? You have a solid influential base, right? A support system. Right. You know what I mean? With your best friend and yourself. You're the first person so far that has mentioned yourself as one of the most influential people, because I don't think people recognize or realize that we influence ourselves. We influence our actions and behavior. Our thoughts influences our behaviors. Our thoughts influences our words. And it's important that we know that we are influencing not just somebody else, but ourselves as well. And then, for your mother to be that pillar, that strong woman in your life, to hold you accountable and also pat you on the back and say, hey, you're doing it. And you can still feel the presence of that. That's big. And somebody out there needs to know, because we take things for granted. We got parents and we take our mothers and our fathers for granted, but hearing you express the importance of that relationship, it kind of gives somebody a reality check. See, they thought we were just going to be talking about business and entrepreneurship. And listen, man, this is Demont Pope Speaks Purpose. We speaking purpose over here. Akeia just spoke purpose into your life and into your relationship. So, hey, check on the people that you love, let them know you love them. And hey, the best way you can honor them, right, is to make them proud. All right. So listen. You just done took us somewhere, Akeia. Listen, check it out right quick.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next question. All right. And this one right here is kind of a personal question too, right? But I want you to tell me, right, what do most people misunderstand about you the most? First of all, have you ever been understood? Answer that first. Have you ever been misunderstood?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All the time. All the time.
All the time. All right, cool. I thought so, but I didn't want to make sure. I always, got a temperature check, you know what I mean, with my guests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, so you've clearly been misunderstood. So tell me, what is it that people misunderstand the most about you, right?
Okay. What I came up with, let me see, I tried to go back to when you asked me that question. It's like, what is it? And so I realized that a lot of people, they try to figure me out. So if I'm in a big crowd, I'm quiet. I'm observant. I'm listening. That's just my personality, where I'm always trying to figure out, how can I help someone, or how can I solve a problem? So my demeanor is misunderstood, because it's just I sit back, and then once I actually warm up, then I'm engaged, I'm interactive. Gotcha. So people a lot of times misunderstand my demeanor. And I think a lot of times it comes from my background of being in law enforcement. Okay. And so I'm always okay. Wait. Pump your brakes.
Why people think they can come on the Demont Pope Speaks show and then just speed through vital information? You know what I'm saying? Like you just finna speed through. I used to be in law enforcement. Come on, let's talk about that. Come on, give me 60. What did you do in law enforcement? You understand what I'm saying? Because if you the folks, you gotta let me know. If I'm talking to the folks, if I'm talking to the police, I gotta know.
Listen, my background is in law enforcement, right? I had criminal justice degree, so I took advantage of that. So a lot of things as far as juvenile probation, juvenile detention, I did adult corrections. And my biggest one that I absolutely love, well, actually two, I was an investigator for the state of Georgia. Wow. And then my last one, I was a parole officer. So I supervised those that were released from prison. And so that was my whole little thing. I love looking like RoboCop with the bulletproof vest, carrying the firearm. It was so cool. And I absolutely loved it. And the funny thing about it is it literally introduced me to interacting with people as an adult. Because I had to tell these guys or tell these women, no matter what your past looked like, I'm one decision away from who you just became. It's okay. I'm not going to dehumanize you because of your choices. And so from there, it literally, once again, I was motivated. Who wants to motivate a convicted felon? I don't look at that. That's a label, but that's not who you are. Yeah. So even in that job, spending about 10 years in that law enforcement, it just taught me to love people. Yeah. So in this journey as a business owner, as a speaker, as a motivator, you have to love people, regardless of what their background is, regardless of what they look like. Yeah. You have to love people. Yeah. And I mean, that has been my experience. So I think all of our jobs or, whatever you have volunteered in, all of that stuff makes a difference when you say, you know what, I want to be a motivational speaker. Because the truth of the matter is you have to love people regardless of their backgrounds.
Wow. Listen, I wish we had more time to just kind of stay right there for a minute, because see, even though we got a certain format that we want to follow, but you got to know the needs of the people right quick. Yeah, and by you opening up about that, like people need to know it's okay to be in law enforcement. As a matter of fact, we need people in law enforcement that care about people, because that's one of the major problems. We got people enforcing laws that's supposed to protect people, and they don't even care about the people that they supposed to protect. Anyway, listen, this ain't what they came to hear. I already know this ain't what they came to hear, Kill. But listen, the truth is the truth. And after that, it's still the truth. So
Right.
Check it out real quick. Before we get ready to get up out of here, I want you to let the people know where they can find you. All right. Let them know what's going on with you. Hey, I told y'all that she rocks. And in case y'all ain't knowing, you knowing now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But let the people know what's going on with She Rocks Inc. Let them know where they can find you at, all your social media, website handles, all that good stuff.
Okay, so my website is my name, www.akeiakeith.com. You can also find me on Instagram as She Rocks with a Z 247, and that's all my social media. Literally anywhere you type in my name, you will find me. And so right now with She Rocks Inc., I'm still like motivating and mentoring girls. So if you have a girl that you feel like would benefit from the program, definitely hit me up. Or if there is a school that you would like me to come out to, hit me up. Like, I'm there for it. I'm there for it.
Yeah, she rocks. Hey, she say she rocks 247. Hey, in my mind, the way my mind works, that sounds like she's saying she rocks 24/7. You get what I'm coming
exactly.
from?
Every day, all day.
She say just Google it and she out there. Okay. Hey. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know you got a very busy schedule, but you thought it not robbery to come over here and kick it. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey, thank you again, y'all. If y'all getting value from this, again, hit the notification bell, subscribe so that you can stay plugged in and stay connected. You understand? You got to surround yourself with people, right? That's going where you want to go, or people that are already where you want to go. That's the whole reason why we were talking about the 3 most influential people. Like, if you don't have the influential people in your household, guess what? Don't hesitate, right, to grab hold of the access to the influential people who you just so happen to come in contact with, right? Because you never know how God is trying to bless you. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. All right, back to my special guest, Akeia Keith, She Rocks Inc. Okay, listen, before we get out of here, right? What would you say, right? Give me one piece of advice that you would say to that person, right? Again, whether they're young in age or whether they're just young in heart, right? Or whether they've made a few mistakes and they've had some incarcerations, right? Or they got some bad conduct on their report card or something like that. Like what would you tell that person who wants to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, right? Who may not think that they have the support system, who are afraid or ashamed because they think they're not qualified, or they won't even tell anybody about it because they think people won't believe in them, right? What would you tell that person who wants to start out in your particular industry?
I would start out, you just made a statement. Our life qualifies us. Like, we was fighters from the womb. So your life qualifies you. Whatever struggle, whatever victory you have, somebody can benefit from that. I tell people that all the time. A lot of times people are sitting back thinking that it requires money only. No, it's more than money. Money is needed, true enough, but it starts. Your start is about your mindset and about your action. The moment you put it out in the atmosphere, the world is going to respond to you. Come on. When you say you want to be a speaker, guess what? People going to be looking for you to speak. So regardless of whether you're getting paid or not, you need to be speaking. You need to be making impact. So don't think that not having money would like take you out the game. Like, you got to get started. So your start starts in your mind. Bars.
Say that again. Your start
starts in your mind.
Love it. I love it, y'all. I love it.
Period.
I love it. Yeah, She Rocks. She Rocks Inc. Hey,
listen,
it's your big brother, Demont Pope. That's your big sis, Akeia Keith, She Rocks Inc. Thank you for checking in. Hey, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for staying to the end. Listen, this ain't going to be the last that you hear about Miss Akeia Keith right quick, all right? We're going to have her back because she's a wealth of knowledge. She's a wealth of information. She's a wealth of support for young girls, right? Girl mentoring, girl empowerment. If you got a daughter that's a little bit out of hand or a little bit going through some changes, hey, reach out to She Rocks Inc. And guess what? She'll show your daughter that she can rock too. Hey, it's your big brother, Demont Pope, signing off. Thank you for checking in. Miss Akeia, thank you so much for taking time out your schedule to kick it with us.
My pleasure.
We'll see y'all back next week. Yeah.